Before Rome was an empire, before it was a republic, it was a legend. Two brothers, Romulus and Remus, abandoned at birth, suckled by a she-wolf, raised by shepherds. They would one day found a city, but only one would live to rule it. Romulus killed Remus in a fit of rage, and on the banks of the Tiber River, in 753 BC, he founded Rome, naming it after himself. It was a violent birth, fitting, because Rome would grow through violence, ambition, and destiny. Rome began as a monarchy, ruled by kings, some just, others brutal. Influenced by the neighboring Etruscans, these kings helped lay the groundwork for Roman religion, politics, and engineering. But the last king, Tarquin the Proud, pushed too far. His cruelty, and the assault of a noblewoman named Lucretia by his son, ignited a revolution. Rome would never bow to kings again. The people rose, and from the ashes of monarchy, the Republic was born. In 509 BC, they drove the Tarquins out, and in their place, they created something new and radical, the Republic, a government of checks and balances, of power shared and limited. Rome was ruled by the people, or so they claimed. In reality, power rested with the Senate, made up of Rome's elite. Two consuls led the government, elected yearly, always watching each other. But this republic was never peaceful. Class war raged between patricians and plebeians, the rich and poor. Over time, the plebs won rights, even their own representatives, the tribunes. This internal struggle defined Rome's identity, and even as it raged, Rome expanded, city by city, tribe by tribe. Italy was theirs, and still, Rome hungered. Then came Carthage, a North African powerhouse, naval, wealthy, ancient, and Rome's greatest rival. The Punic Wars began, 3 of them, the second, most famous. Hannibal Barca, a Carthaginian general, crossed the Alps with war elephants. It was a campaign that defied logic and terrified Rome. For years, Hannibal ravaged the Italian countryside, defeating Rome's armies at places like Cannae, where over 50,000 Romans died. But Rome endured. They always did. While Hannibal marched in Italy, Rome struck Carthage directly. Their general Scipio Africanus defeated Hannibal at the Battle of Zama. By 146 BC, Carthage was gone, destroyed, its people enslaved, its walls torn down, its fields salted. Rome ruled the Western Mediterranean. But power breeds instability. The wealth from conquest made the elite richer, and the poor poorer. Thousands of slaves flooded Rome. Small farmers lost their land. Inequality grew. The Gracchi brothers, Tiberius and Gaius, tried to help the people. They proposed reforms, land redistribution, food aid. The Senate killed them both. And with their deaths, a precedent was set. Violence had entered Roman politics, and it would never leave. Then came the rise of the generals, men who commanded loyalty not to the Republic, but to themselves. Marius, Sulla, Pompey, and then Julius Caesar. Charismatic, brilliant, ambitious, Caesar conquered Gaul, modern-day France, and made himself a legend. But when the Senate ordered him to disband his army, he made a choice. He crossed the Rubicon River, a symbolic act of war. He marched on Rome. He won. And then he ruled, declared dictator for life. But Rome still remembered its hatred of kings. On the Ides of March, 44 BC, Caesar was stabbed 23 times by senators, including his friend Brutus. They thought they were saving the Republic. They were wrong. Civil war erupted. Caesar's heir, Octavian, battled Mark Antony and Cleopatra. In 31 BC, at the Battle of Actium, Octavian triumphed. He took a new name, Augustus, Rome's first emperor. Though he kept the facade of the Republic, the Senate, the consuls, the truth was clear. Rome was now an empire, and under Augustus, it thrived. The Pax Romana, the Roman peace, began. 2 centuries of stability and prosperity. Roads stretched from Britain to Syria. Trade boomed. Cities flourished. The Colosseum rose. Aqueducts carried fresh water. Roman law brought order. Latin unified the empire. Some emperors were wise. Trajan expanded Rome to its greatest size. Hadrian built walls to defend it. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, wrote meditations that endure to this day. Others were monsters. Caligula, who named his horse a consul. Nero, who watched Rome burn and blamed the Christians. Yet even under madmen, the machine of empire kept turning, until the weight became too much. By the 3rd century, the empire faced crisis after crisis, plagues, civil wars, invasions. Emperors came and went, sometimes 20, in a single century. The economy crumbled. Loyalty fractured. In a desperate bid to save it, Emperor Diocletian split the empire, east and west. And later, Emperor Constantine moved the capital east to Byzantium, later Constantinople.